For many fans of Formula 1 and Daniel Ricciardo, it comes as a huge relief that the Honey Badger will not be completely gone from the Formula 1 grid in 23. But why has Ricciardo decided to return to Red Bull after 4 years away from the Milton Keynes team? Well, if you want to know, you've come to the right place, as Horner has revealed the truth regarding the surprise but welcome news of Ricciardo's return. But before we begin, be sure to like if you enjoyed today's video, and remember to subscribe for more off-season Formula 1 content. When the news dropped that Ricciardo would be parting ways with McLaren before his contract expiry, he said that he would not be rushing back to a seat just for the sake of racing. And although he had been linked to talks with Gunther Steiner of Haas, it was clear that he didn't want a seat in a team lower down the grid. Ricciardo shifted much of his focus to opportunities where he could keep a foot in the paddock, while still getting a break from the sport in order to recharge and decide if he still had the hunger for the sport. Mercedes and Red Bull were the two standout teams for Ricciardo, and rumours quickly circulated about the Australian being in talks with both of them at one point. Red Bull and Mercedes made sense as Daniel's plan is to make his comeback within the next few years at a top team. And with both teams having drivers with contracts expiring soon, Hamilton at the end of 2023 and Perez at the end of 24, a move to one of the two just makes sense. However, with it looking likely that Hamilton will be extending his contract at Mercedes, it was understandable why Ricciardo moved to Red Bull. In the end, he wants a race seat, and that doesn't look likely as long as Hamilton is at Mercedes. He also has a good relationship with Horner and the Red Bull team, and already knows how the operation is run. He also had great success back when he was a starting driver for the team between 2016 and 2018, so hopefully he can rebuild from where he left off. Now, although Ricciardo's role at Red Bull won't be as a main driver, it is believed that he will be taking part in a number of simulation runs for the team, with some time in the car based around tyre testing for Pirelli. His role will also involve taking part in Red Bull show runs and attending some of the bigger Grand Prix races of the 23 season. All of this should hopefully give Ricciardo the time he needs to recharge and rediscover his fire for Formula 1. And well, if he decides he wants to fight for a seat, he is definitely in the right place to prove himself being back in a top team, and with a driver that has a contract expiring at the end of 24. However, even if a seat does not become available at Red Bull, there are many F1 projects in the near future that may be interested in Ricciardo, perhaps even Audi in 2026. Ricciardo going back to Red Bull just makes sense. As mentioned before, Ricciardo has enjoyed a good relationship with Horner and the team during his first stint there, and his return will serve to strengthen the Red Bull brand and its operation as a whole, through Ricciardo's high profile as a person alone. Now, obviously Horner has played down his excitement in regards to Ricciardo's return, and has not shed much light on the possibility of a race seat in the future, which is understandable when you have a good driver like Sergio Perez who helped the team towards winning the Constructors' Championship this year. It is great to bring Daniel back into the Red Bull family. He has an enormous talent and such a brilliant character. I know the whole factory is excited to be welcoming him home. In his role as test and third driver, Daniel will give us a chance to diversify, assisting in the development of the car, aiding the team with his experience and knowledge of what it takes to succeed in Formula 1. We're very pleased to be working with Daniel again and look forward to everything he will bring to the team in 2023. Now, despite Horner playing down the possibility of a race seat in the future for Ricciardo, we all know how quickly things can change in Formula 1. We saw it with both Gasly and Albon. A slump in performance and Perez could be out of a race seat quicker than you can say a Red Bull. So bringing Ricciardo in should help to keep Perez more focused as well. Ricciardo is an experienced driver, and Red Bull can use him as a stand-in for any Red Bull or AlphaTauri drivers should he be needed. Ricciardo is a good option for Red Bull to have at their disposal, and what an option he is. Bringing in Ricciardo will also help to reduce the workload for Perez and Verstappen, as they can now reduce the amount of appearances that they need to make for the Red Bull brand, meaning they can focus on the most important things, like winning races and championships. The move makes sense, and hopefully Ricciardo can rediscover his old self with the move as well. But what do you think? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. But that's the video from me today, guys. Remember to like and subscribe. Until the next time, bye bye.